Hi, hello, and welcome to the video. My name's Danahan, and this is Overthinking Media, where we overthink all things anime, gaming, cinematic, and entertaining within it to start discussion on something that may not change the world, but are fun to overthink. Whether you're someone who loves horror, loves gaming, and loves overthinking, or just a game dev looking for you, game dev looking for some tips, this is the video for you. Well, today, we're talking about anticipatory scares and jump scares. Why they matter, what they are, how to use them, what to avoid, and why they should be implemented. Let me ask you a question. Are jump scares still scary when you know they're coming? What happens when you can tell a scare is coming? These are the scares and jump scares you know are coming before they even happen. The long empty corridor, the doors with windows on them, the key item right between the legs of a dead enemy, the camera that suddenly locks in one direction so I can only look that way. In another video I made talking about horror, I speak about the game Neverending Nightmare, which is this amazing little indie horror game which has this sequence of multiple doors that you can look in. Now, anyone that's ever played a horror game knows there is going to be a jump scare when I look in one of these doors. It's a horror game, it's going to happen. But there's like 6 or 7 doors. So, which door? You know a jump scare is going to happen. You're just not sure when. Anticipatory scares are different from formulaic scares, as anticipatory scares are not tied to a certain event, and are almost always different in each situation. Despite this, you still know they're coming. However, I don't think this is really the fault of the game. I think this is the fault of oversaturation in horror gaming. Because there are so many horror games out there, so many games, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, end up using the same basic tropes and mechanics because there's only so many tropes and mechanics out there, resulting in anticipatory scares almost being considered formulaic in the wider ecosystem of horror games as a whole. This, though, is not the fault, or in most cases, is not the fault of the game, but more if a game dev sees a good mechanic, they'll probably use it. In some cases, it's because they think, using this mechanic or a similar like mechanic to this mechanic could work really well in my game. Like, I know exactly how I want to put this. Like, this is a good idea. I can use this concept in my game. Cool. Which is fine. There is nothing wrong with being inspired and using a similar mechanic in your game. Standing on the shoulders of giants and all that. If you think, this is a really good mechanic and it would work amazingly in my game, then use it. As long as you're not infringing on like IP, by all means, like, use it. It's a mechanic that if it works, if you need to modify a little for it to make sense to your game, like if you're making a game about like anthropomorphic wolf people and the other game had aliens, maybe don't use aliens in your games, make them anthropomorphic wolf people who use the same scare mechanic. That's fine. For instance, full transparency, there's this channel called Design Dog, which has these really good videos, which if you like my videos, absolutely go check out their videos because they make a lot better videos than me. But my minimalistic art style of my thumbnails was absolutely inspired by the channel. Like, I've always loved minimalistic art, but I didn't realize I loved it until I kind of saw it in the channel. I was like, oh, that's really cool and beautiful. Can I make my thumbnails like that? Yeah, it worked for my thumbnails. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try making like some minimalistic art, and I just fell in love with the minimalistic art style of my thumbnails. Like, there is nothing wrong with getting inspired by another form of media, provided it actually does work in your media though. As opposed to just going, this is a really popular, cool mechanic. I'm gonna use it in my game because it's popular. Which in most cases, when they do use it, they misunderstand why it was successfully scary. They're not using it because of the reason it was scary. They're using it because, okay, right, base layer, this is what's popular, let's use this mechanic. But I have another huge video on using mechanics in games without understanding them. Go check out that one after this one. If you're new to gaming, you may not know that in video games, red barrels are almost the universal symbol for explosives. However, once you do know this, the next time you do see a red barrel in your game, you're like, explosives. I should not shoot that. Or at least I should not shoot it while near to it. Similarly with anticipatory scares and jump scares. When you're playing a horror game, if there's a situation where you have to squeeze through a tight gap where the camera locks on to one direction, you can only look forward, and there's a jump scare, the next time you encounter that situation, you know what to anticipate. Maybe there is a scare, maybe there isn't. That being said, I do think one of the only reasons anticipatory jump scares and scares do exist is because of the fact they are overused. You can anticipate them because you've experienced the previous similar things in other games. If someone were to try something completely new that had never been done before in any horror game, there is no way to anticipate it. However, going forward from that, any game that does use a similar mechanic to that brand new mechanic, you know what to anticipate. You know, okay, right, this happened in this game, it happened in this game, it happened in this game. I'm playing this game, and I'm in a similar situation, so I feel like there's going to be a jump scare in a second. Due to how they work, you know a scare, or at least you think you know a scare is coming before it happens. Because of this, anticipatory scares and jump scares work best when the game gives the ability to build up to them. Such as the hallway with multiple windows that you have to walk past. Okay, I know what's going to happen. Okay, cool, alright, let's do this. The big, empty, Colosseum-like battle area room with no enemies or monsters or hostiles in it. It's almost like someone's going to jump out and start fighting me in a second. The tight area you have to squeeze through to get to the other side. We all know where that's leading. The exact item you need sitting right in the middle of a big, empty room. Huh. I mean, I've been trying to get this item for like 3 hours in the game and I've risked life and limb to get it, but yeah, I'm sure just wandering up to this item, laying right there in the middle of a giant empty room with, you know, multiple windows and doors, nothing bad's gonna happen, I'm sure. So you're gonna walk up to it and pick it up because nothing scary's gonna happen there, is it? Or the twitching enemy at the end of a long corridor that you have to walk past. Okie dokie. In most cases, it is obvious the game is going to try and scare or jump scare you. And even though you can anticipate them, they're still scary. Most of the time anyway. What should you avoid when using anticipatory scares though? Well, with most things, the more you use them, the less effective they'll be. So you should be careful not to overuse anticipatory scares, because the more you use them, the less scary they'll be and the more they kind of become almost formulaic. If you use them in every hallway, in every large empty room, in every item obtainment, they become predictable. They become formulaic. Which, if you don't know what those are, check out my video on formulaic jump scares. They become predictable. They become formulaic and they stop being scary or effective. The player knows as soon as they walk into a long corridor with windows that if the jump scare is an actual threat that can damage them, they know as soon as they walk into that corridor, okay, they draw their weapon and just like, oh, I'm going to casually walk down this corridor because nothing's going to jump out at me. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, there's a monster. Bang. Oh, that was so scary. Anyway, moving on. Or if the jump scare is just a scare and can't actually injure you, they know, oh, a long corridor with windows. Okay, and they just run right through it. La la la. That's the scare. La 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 la. Ow! However, if the game... You're alright, mate. That looked like it hurt. If the game has multiple hallways in it, it would be stupid to put a scare in every single one of them. It would just become irritating and annoying and just make the player not really want to keep playing a game or just annoy them because, oh, corridor, la la la, scare, okay, la 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 la. Oh, another corridor, la la la, scare, okay, la la. Oh, another corridor, la la la, scare, la la la. Another corridor, scare. And if they are threats, they go, oh, okay. I've only got one magazine left. Oh, okay. Guess I gotta do this. La la la, scare, shoot. La la, another corridor. La 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 la. Okay, cool. And another corridor. Fine. La la la, scare. Cool. I'm out of ammo. Great. However, if they only do it in some of the hallways, even though you can anticipate there's probably gonna be a jump scare, you can't be certain. A lot of hallways are just that. They're hallways. You're in a mansion. They have hallways. Not all of them are big, scary, hallway scary monsters. That was not words, I think I just had a stroke. However, while every anticipatory scare and jump scare do use these mechanics, not every mechanic that uses these are anticipatory jump scares. Such as in the case of chance scares or jump scares, purposely predictive scares or jump scares, and misdirective scares or jump scares. And if you want to know more about those, go check out my videos on them. But for now, what's the takeaway from this video? Anticipatory jump scares are pretty good actually, yeah. I don't really have anything negative about them. They're fun because you can kind of anticipate a scare where it probably is going to happen, but might not. But you know, you play in the horror games where you're ready for a scare, and if nothing happens, no, nothing happened. I kind of got scared for no reason, but if something does happen, I got you. I knew it was coming. My heart's still beating fast, but I was ready for that. But if it doesn't happen, you're just like, oh, cool. I can let my heart restore to normal now. But if you are going to use anticipatory jump scares, don't overuse them. The more you use them, the less effective they become. And if you use them too much, they become almost formulaic. And even if they don't become formulaic, just don't overuse them. Don't overuse any mechanic in a game because they just stop being effective in the long run. For now though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of my videos, go check it out. Hit the little eye in the corner or check out the channel. Till next time, see ya.